Good evening, I'm Justin Case. Following a dusting of snow this morning, we will see more flakes tonight. That is coupled with freezing temperatures. Chief Meteorologist Andrew Dockery is keeping an eye on the snow chances. He has more. Andrew?
Yeah, Justin, you said it best. The dusting of snow, even up to an inch in those higher elevations earlier today. Right now, pinpoint Doppler is quiet, but most of that energy is still off to your north and northwest. And when we say flakes, we do not mean, these are going to be widespread flakes. I think the best chance is going to be further north where this clipper system can really work through. You'll notice the cloud cover increasing, and the main activity right now just north of northern Kentucky. We'll see if we can get some of that moisture to push down with that 20% chance tonight. Hey, today's average temperature is 43 degrees. We were actually at 50, but that was at midnight, and we dropped ever since. We're now down to 27 in Jackson, 29 in Hazard, and 30 in Richmond, London, Danville, Lexington, and you'll notice those mid-20s already showing up in Wise, Virginia. When you factor in the wind anywhere from 5 to 10 miles per hour, you look at feel-like temperatures or that wind chill at 14 degrees. So, Justin, a cold one for tonight will be down to 18 with that 20% chance of some light snow and a few flakes. More on that coming up in a few short minutes.
Andrew, thank you. The snow last night, along with other concerns, led to school being canceled in districts across the mountains today and also tomorrow. Jackson City schools were out today as results of what happened with the sickness this week. Paul Green, their interim superintendent, says their attendance dropped nearly 85%. And since they rely on high attendance numbers for funding, he and his staff decided it was better to call school off for the remainder of the week and let students get healthy.
But it's tough this time of year. We have some flu, we have some virus, we have just this crazy weather patterns with that brings on a lot of sinus infections and those type of things. So we have a lot of just general illness.
Today was a non-traditional instruction day, or an NTI day, and tomorrow will simply be a snow day. If you head on over to WYMT.com, many schools have already closed. There will be more likely and even more delays by morning time. You can also sign up for alerts on our app. Earlier today, when we learned a restaurant in London had an employee test positive for hepatitis A, we went to the health department's website to get in touch with them. On the website, though, we found out about a brand new needle exchange program in the county that just started this month. We went to London today to learn more about the first of its kind program in the county. Health officials here see needle exchange programs as a way of fighting opioid addiction. They say when people come here to trade in their needles, they are 5 times more likely to get help.
Upon that first visit, they can receive up to 35 syringes. Then when they come back the next week, they have to bring back, if they bring back 20, we will only give them 20.
While criticism of these programs is common, Executive Director Mark Hensley says programs like this also protect the health of others in the community.
You can have an innocent person, in the summertime out playing in the schoolyard or in the parks that can get stuck with one of these syringes and actually contact hepatitis C.
One thing that makes this program unique is the counselors who talk with people trading their needles. Both of them are former addicts.
They've lived this particular lifestyle, and it's easier for them to break those barriers with our participants and also gain their trust. They relate to each other.
And we're not just in the opioid epidemic, but hepatitis A is still very common. A food worker at the Taco Bell in London tested positive last week. While the restaurant is back open, Hensley says the needle exchange program seeks to help one of the most at-risk populations.
Hepatitis C testing, HIV testing, and also we are offering the hepatitis A vaccine.
The needle exchange program at the Laurel County Health Department is open every Thursday afternoon from 2 to 4. There will also be a hepatitis A vaccination clinic at the Laurel County Health Department this weekend on Saturday from 9 to noon. The shots will be free for anyone who is uninsured or underinsured. Knox County officials are trying to make it mandatory for food service workers to get hepatitis A vaccinations. The Knox County Fiscal Court had their first reading on a resolution to make it mandatory for the workers to get vaccinated to help stop the spread of the virus in the county. The first reading was passed, and now it is up for publishing, and a second reading is in February. Restaurant owners say they are already ahead of the mandate and hope other businesses will do so as well.
I would think that most of our employers around here would be proactive too and have the same concerns we do about the community.
If the resolution is passed, food service workers will have to be vaccinated by April 1st. We dug deeper tonight into court documents on a Pike County man charged in 7 bank robberies in multiple states. FBI agents say Jason Robinson's run ended in Fruita, Colorado. They dubbed him the Travelling Bandit. We mapped it out here for you. That is more than 1,500 miles away from Pikeville and only about 2 hours from where the FBI says he last carried out a robbery last week in Price, Utah. From documents filed in Miami, Florida federal court, we learned investigators say Robinson got away with $1,900 there. He was on federal supervised release as of November. Robinson served 5 years in prison after pleading guilty to robbing 2 community trust banks in 2008. Federal agents linked him to the robberies because of his history. They say he also told an employee at another bank just before the Miami robbery that he was from Kentucky. A man charged in a triple murder in Whitley County is now back in Kentucky. Anthony Hester is being held in the Laurel County Detention Center. Hester, Darnell Chivers, and Jeremy Hatfield are accused of murdering Emma Jean and Christopher Bittner and Emma Jean's 16-year-old son, Robert Kennedy. The family was found dead at a home on Deep Branch Road in Whitley County in September of 2017. Police say the 3 men knew their victims. A Pulaski County man indicted for murdering his ex-girlfriend's mother pleaded not guilty today. Bradley McMahon is accused of strangling 59-year-old Johnny Faye Davis in her Eubank home while her grandchildren were inside the house. A woman steals nearly $80 worth of meat from 2 stores and is later arrested by Martin County deputies after trying to pawn it off. Karen Cornett allegedly stole from a Save-A-Lot and later stopped by an IGA to take 2 beef tenderloins. Crystal Newsome, a store manager, says she watched Cornett stick one inside her jacket and another down her pants, all on camera. While Cornett did not catch her in time, the owner of the store later found her at a pawn shop in Inez.
He thought it was strange that she had on this big, thick jacket. It was kind of warm out yesterday anyways, and sometimes you can just tell by when they walk in, like, you can tell sometimes that they're going to steal something.
The sheriff's office says Cornett now faces shoplifting charges. Martin City Police arrested a woman following a crash yesterday afternoon. Investigators say it happened at the junction of Route 122 and Route 80. Investigators say Sharon Aaron of Florida crashed into a Jeep. While investigating, they determined she was under the influence. She is charged with DUI and drug charges. The man police say threatened Trinity High School in November will serve no jail time. Thor Wiljanen pleaded guilty to 3rd-degree terroristic threatening. That's a misdemeanor. The threat originated on social media. He made it after Jeff Brom announced he turned down the Louisville football job to stay at Purdue. Wiljanen will not serve his 180-day sentence should he stay out of trouble for the next 2 years. So far, 5 people have filed to run for governor of Kentucky, 3 Democrats and 2 Republicans. State House Democratic leader Rocky Adkins is the latest candidate to officially join the race. He joins Attorney General Andy Beshear and Jeff Young on that side of the ticket. Former state auditor Adam Edlin announced his campaign, but he's yet to file the paperwork. On the Republican side, Governor Matt Bevin still has not officially filed, but continues to say that he will.
And I will be a choice that people will have. And
the other Republican candidates, State Representative Robert Goforth and William Woods. Congressman James Comer says he plans to run if Governor Bevin does not. All candidates have until 4 p.m. on Tuesday to file with the Secretary of State's office. It's a new year and a new chance to pass a pension bill. Right now, Kentucky's pension has a $40 billion deficit. Kentucky teachers want to be part of the solution. They met with lawmakers today in Frankfort as part of a group meeting on the issue. Education leaders say they want to keep their plans and not switch to a Social Security. It's still a heated issue.
Disdain for educators by some doesn't help the conversation. We want to be collaborative.
Let's drop the disdain issue because we do love teachers. And I found it personally offensive that, you know, only certain members could have "we love teachers" because I love teachers.
You can watch the full recap of today's meeting on WYMT.com. The General Assembly is currently on a break. They will gavel back into session on February 5th. Students who want to become Kentucky teachers will have some help paying for college. Today, the Department of Education announced a new loan forgiveness program. It's called the Kentucky Academy for Equity in Teaching. State leaders say it's designed to support the next generation of teachers, and by doing that, their hope is to cut down on the teacher shortage in the state. There are some guidelines to the program. The deadline to apply is February 13th. Coming up at 11, already above summer pool and a stretch of rain that just would not let up. Officials were forced to open the Wolf Creek Dam's gate at Lake Cumberland.
And snow chances and cold temperatures. The details on what you need to know are coming up.